And that's why I wanted to bring this. We've laid the foundation now, and this is the concern I have, which is why I set up this session. With Bill O'Reilly out there seeing his ratings drop, let's go find a judge to attack, and then my mother, who knows I work in this area, do you know that judge? Isn't it terrible? Well, they are having an impact. And if you're on the left, it's Keith Olbermann, so I'm not really just picking on Fox. We are segmenting. And with the convergence into the internet, the one thing that I've noticed and have appreciated is that all these years, we sort of reached a balance of where the public trust is, both for media and for the courts. We know we can trust the Reno Gazette-Journal because we've had it for several years. And we know we can't trust the National Enquirer because Elvis hasn't reappeared. Okay, so we have a kind of consensus of what we can trust and what we can't trust. Same way with courts. We have a fundamental trust in the courts. So the question is, with all of this change going on, what's happened to that trust? And with the new dynamics, how do we build that trust in the future?
Very good question. When judges are under attack, then it's very difficult for the judge to respond. Under our codes of conduct, we're not allowed to comment about pending litigation. We can talk about process, we can talk about things that advance the administration of justice, but we can't call up the editor and say, that is wrong, why didn't you run the contrary? So there are some things that are being done. We have a codes of conduct committee that looks into these matters. We also work with lawyers groups, the ABA, the California Bar Association has had some task forces studying what can be done if a judge is unfairly under attack. And I think that the best thing that we can do right now is to try to get the word out through other information. Judges are usually, not always, but usually fairly reluctant to send out their own opinion pieces or go to the news media. But there are ways through bar associations or other people that can write counter editorials and say, wait a minute, this is about the independence of the judiciary. The civil rights litigation is a prime example. Those were very courageous judges who made important decisions that advanced all of us that were not popular with a small segment. And that's the information Justice O'Connor is trying to advance, to try to get that broader picture out, that the independence of the judiciary is something that is very significant to our system of democracy. And so that if there is an unfair attack for news rating purposes, and no counter, that the general public doesn't understand that this is what judges are called to do. We have to make those tough decisions and unpopular decisions. And then we can't comment upon it either. So it's a real challenge, and I'd be interested if anybody has some potential solutions.